Hello and welcome to episode 31 of the Find Your Voice podcast. If you don't know me yet, let me introduce myself. My name is Freya Casey. I'm a professional singer and vocal coach, but it's so much more than that. We all have different roles, we wear different hats, right? So today, I really want to talk about one of the hats that is one of the most important in my life. So being a mom. I am so passionate about being the best version of myself and living a life that my kids can watch me and know that like all the options are open to them, all the doors can open. I want to be their role model that proves to them that it's really in your own hands where your life goes and that it's your own, your destiny is made by you. And you're never the victim of circumstances. We can't control everything. We can't control people, but there are a lot of things we can control. And that is how we react to things, how we manage things, how we deal with things. And I feel like mastering life for me really means being happy and being healthy. It's really the ultimate goal. In the end, we want to be happy and healthy. That for me is having a successful life. Now, we could be happy in many different ways. Some people are happy owning nothing, just being minimalists, which I am kind of a minimalist. But then on the other hand, what if you wanted things because they bring you joy? There's nothing wrong with this. But let's talk about children. And especially today, I really want to talk to all the moms who want more, all the moms who have ambitions, who have big goals, who feel like, yes, I can. Sorry, I had to pause. Someone actually just rang the doorbell and it was Amazon. I ordered an SD card for my camera. Okay, so let's get back onto the topic of moms. I feel like I run a business. I run a 6-figure business. And I built my 6-figure business while being a single mom. Now, whether you're a single mom or a mom who has a partner, being a mom is so different than like not having children. And I feel like the life we have as mothers, we're always juggling so much. We're always trying to have, I don't know if there's such a thing as like really having a balance, but we're always trying to divide ourselves up into, I want to give everything to my endeavors because of all the ambitions I have and all the goals I have in my future, because I want to provide an amazing life for my children. And on the other side of that is I want to be there for my children. I want to give them my undivided attention. I want to nurture. I want to invest in them. In order to invest in them, you really have to pay attention. You have to listen. You have to, you have to just connect with them on a deep level. And I feel like, especially with my oldest daughter, she's going to be 12 this year. I'm not going to call it work. The time I invested and the effort I actually invested in spending time with her and quality time. So let me just give you an example. That effort pays off now big time. We used to read every single night. I used to read a book to her. Like we went to the library all the time. And every evening we had this ritual. When I took her to bed, I would read a book. And we read so many books. We started when she was 3 years old. That's when we went to the library for the first time. And we have a children's library, literally 2 minutes walk from our house. So we went there all the time and got always like a bunch of books. Every month we would get a bunch of books, read them all, return them, get the next stack. That was not just a great time to connect, but it also was a time like she was always very good at like language and speaking and reading and writing. She was the best reader. She participated in some they did like these competitions in school and she was always among the best. She always won a prize. And it's because of the time I invested in her. Not only that, I always felt like instead of, we always had rules, but I always wanted her to understand the rules. Like, why do I want her to do certain things? I never wanted her to feel like, oh, that's not fair. I didn't just want to push it on her. Yes, sometimes you have to push it on kids. They don't understand the long-term consequences, of course. But I tried to do my best to help her understand, to where I'm not doing this because I want to be mean or I don't want you to have fun. The reason why this is because this is what's good for you. And let me explain to you what happens when you do X, Y, Z on a regular basis and what happens to people who do that. We don't want that, right? So I always tried to do my best to explain to her. I always tried my best to keep an open mind for me and also to help her keep an open mind about people and to not judge people, but to be okay with, it's okay to be this way, but it's also to be okay. It's okay to be that way. As long as no one's hurting anyone, it's like you can live your life however you would like to. So I tried to help her to be empathetic and to be, toward other people, to kind of be able to put yourself in the shoes of someone else because you could see different perspectives. It's all a matter of perspective. So because of the time I invested with her, I feel like in the past 2 years, ever since the twins were born, they're turning 2 years on Monday. Amazing. It's 2 years already. It's almost like, when you're in the midst of the weeds and everything is like exhausting physically, you feel like, oh, I'm so glad when this time is over. But I always tell myself I need to savor every moment, because even now I look at pictures when they were maybe just 2 months old and I'm like, oh my gosh, they were so cute. They're cute now, but there's just something about little babies. But since they were born, I didn't have so much time for my older daughter. So Romy has been kind of, how do I say that? She was always second in line. She always had to wait. It's like, wait. First, I have to take care of the little ones, and then it's your turn. So she always had to stand in line behind them. So it's not like she was, it's not like I paid less attention to her than to the little ones. But the nature of little children is just that they cannot wait. They do not understand. You cannot wait. I have to do this first and then I'll attend to you. They don't understand, whereas she does understand. So naturally, of course, she has to be the one waiting and understanding while her little brother and sister are going to be first. Because when they're screaming, like, I have to make sure I fulfill their needs. But it's so important that this has paid off, all while like building my business. I feel like having the twins just put me in hyper focused mode, because it's so much more important to me right now to achieve all these things than it would be if it were just me. I don't know, maybe I would just lead a nomadic life, travel all around and not be stationary, not own much, maybe just have a backpack and my laptop. That'd be great with me. I could do that with kids, but I don't know. I feel what I want to provide is a great home that is like a refuge, and it's the best place to be. And yes, I have decided we are going to move back to the United States in 2026. So a lot of work has to be put in before that can be. Green card application and making a case. There's a lot of paperwork even just for that. And all the preparation that goes into that, I have to create an LLC. I want to create a Texas LLC. I don't know about Delaware. There's a thing about Delaware. But I'm looking into that right now because I want to have a business in the US. So what I'm going to do is create that LLC, a Texas LLC. I am going to move back to Texas with my children as a single mom and take my business there. And that's going to be the foundation for my green card, actually, because the green card that I'm applying for, the basis for that is that I have to show that I support myself. Number one, I don't need an employer. And number two, I can prove that I would be kind of like an asset for the United States. I have to prove that I can bring something positive and that it would be a good thing for the United States if I were there, if I lived there, and if I were a permanent resident. So that is something I'm going to have to work on. And the reasons are because of my children. It's all because of my children. Yes, it's me. Basically, I've lived there before and it always was a part of me, always part of home because I lived there for several years. I have a bunch of friends there. I would not move anywhere where I have no connections. I have tons of friends. I have a lot of connections to the music and singing world there. And it's my second home. I haven't been there for a few years because like COVID happened. When was I? I was like 2018. I think 2018 was the last time I was in the States. So that's been 6 years because like we had like basically almost 3 years of COVID. And yeah, we're doing this. But I want to talk to you about like how like motherhood changed everything for me. My dream was always to have a large family. I've talked about this before on this podcast. My dream was always to have a large family, and I have 3 children now. And I'm going to attempt one more time. Yes, this year, I'm going to attempt one more embryo transfer. Lord willing, this is not in my hands whether life is created or not, but I can only try what I know to do. So I'm going to go to Poland in the next, 3 to 4 months and have another embryo transfer. Everything works out. I might get pregnant and then I might have a baby next year in 2025. And then 2026 will be the year when we go back to the United States. Yes, very ambitious, a lot, but I feel like I can do it. I just have to be organized. And it's really being a single mom and running a business and trying to do all of these things. It really just takes a lot of organization. And I have some tools that have helped me tremendously, but you do need help. You need people to help you. And I have my team, I have my assistant, and I'm a video editor. On this channel, I don't edit anything. It's always just hit record. That's what it is. But I have had this desire to connect with other moms, and I recently have connected with other moms and single moms who also are high achievers, who run their own businesses. And like, there's so much I have to share because I've done this for years. So basically, I've built my business while being a mom and then while having babies in my late 40s and built my business all the way up to 6 figures. And I want to go further, of course. I want to make a difference in the world. And I want to make a difference in my children's life and in my own life. I want to be happy. Now, in the States, there are a few things. There are reasons why I want to move back there. Number one is I have the option to homeschool. That doesn't mean I'm going to do this for the full career of their school career. But especially my oldest daughter, she's had problems in school. She is academically very bright. She's the best in her class. She's very smart. But the social thing, she has been mobbed, which is like bullied, not nice. She's been bullied, and she's just like the structure of school. She's really suffered. So for her, COVID was awesome when we did like school at home. We loved it. For her, it was the best. She could live her life like she wanted to. So I just feel having that option is good. Another thing is I want to have more space. And I talked about this before on this podcast. Here in Germany, to have my dream house, it would be like $1 million. And I still wouldn't have €1 million / dollars, which is about the same. I still wouldn't have a lot of space around me because it would be a kind of small piece of land. In Texas, if you don't live in the middle of the city, which I wouldn't want, I would want to live close enough to Dallas, to the airport and to the city, but maybe 30, 45 minutes outside to where I could be in the city if I wanted to, but I'm out there and potentially I could have like an acre of land and have space around me. and it doesn't cost me 2 million. In Germany, it's really not possible to have that amount of land. They just, you can't get a piece of land to build your house that has that size. Usually the lots are, let's see, oh my goodness, it's like an eighth of an acre. I don't know what that is. That is still a good sized lot here to build a house. And then there's the house. Then there's not much left of like where you could like have a yard and land and stuff. I just want that space. And there are a few freedoms I have in the States. It feels like here in Germany, everything's just getting tense. And I am not leaving Germany because I don't love it here. I love it. It's where I was born. It's my home country. But I just want to do this because I want to. It's my dream. I want to live in the States again. And I don't know if I'm going to be there forever. I might not. We might come back after a few years. But I want that experience. And I want that experience for my children to be more open-minded, to see another place. And the weather is a huge thing, of course. It's been raining, and cold here. And in Texas, summers are hot. Yes, I know how it feels. But the blue skies, there's just something about having a blue sky. And the hours of sunshine in Texas are like a lot more hours of sunshine during the year than here in Germany. So again, I don't want to complain about Germany. There's no perfect country. It's not like, oh, everything's better in the US or everything's better in Germany. No, there are some things that are better here. There are some things that are better there. It's all about what is the lifestyle you want to create. And for what I want to create, Texas is going to be, I believe, it's going to help me. It's going to help me create that life that I want. Plus, we would have the freedom, if we do homeschooling, we have the freedom to travel back to Germany anytime we want to. We could stay for a couple months, during the summer months. Here in Germany, they have 6 weeks out of school. So out of the 6 weeks, maybe we could travel 5. So we could potentially see my mom and my family more days in the year than we do now, because everyone's always working now. And I don't know, there's something about just coming to travel from overseas to visit, where then you just, we would stay with my mom 24/7. Whereas now when we come visit, we come for a day or two. And when she comes visit us, which she comes this weekend for the twins' birthday, it's usually for a couple of days, because she still has a business too, which I hope she's going to retire from very soon, or at least slow down, because she's going to be 80 years old next year. And potentially we'll see each other even more days out of the year when my kids and I live in the US, because we are free then to go wherever if we do homeschooling. I have actually my job. I know, kind of know a little bit about homeschooling, because when I was in college in the States, my job that I had on the side, besides going to college, how I made money was I had 2 Indian kids, like from India. There was an Indian family, and I was their homeschool teacher. Basically full-time. I juggled that around my college stuff. And every single day I taught them like between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m., I think. That's when I taught them. And in that time, we achieved so much. In 1 year, they went through 2 grades, through all the material, all the work. Because, you can work one-on-one, basically 2 kids, 1 teacher. You can make such fast progress. You don't have to be in school from entire day till 4 p.m. every single day. You could get so much done. And we went to the library. We did exercising. We did everything, because I'm so interested in many things. I have a lot of experience in so many different things, and I have read about many different things. I think it's, aside from mathematics, it's the only thing I can't like higher mathematics. I did calculus in school, but it's not like I know how to do that now. I was never good at math, but there are tutorials, there are tutors, and we can maybe a charter school that we could use. But I'm excited about that opportunity, because in Germany, it's highly illegal to not send your child to the public school in your town. You can't. They're going to come for you if you don't send your child to school. If you try homeschooling, it's highly illegal. They're going to come for you. So all your single moms out there, I'm going to talk more about this in the future because there's a project I want to do. I want to talk more. I want to connect with moms / single moms who are also ambitious, who want to take their business to higher heights and who want to connect with someone. So if you are someone like that, if you are a mom or single mom who is ambitious, who wants to build this amazing life for your children, write me an email. Freya@masteryourvoice.tv. I would just love to hear your story. I would love to hear from you. And like, what are you struggling with? What are your dreams? What are your goals? And I'd just like to connect with you. I recently talked to another single mom and she's absolutely amazing. She has 4 children. Although, she has only been single for a few years. She was married when she had the kids. My journey is like, I actually had the twins being single, but very inspiring also what, like her ambitions and what she has achieved and what she wants to achieve. Sometimes we don't even need a partner. And I feel like for me right now in this stage of life, maybe what I want to do in the next few years, there's a reason why it hasn't worked out. Like I have tried to date the past few years, but I'm just not in a stage of my life right now where that is like top priority. I still think it would be nice to have a partner in the future someday. And I don't know why it is always in the back of my mind. I always had that impression, like, I don't know. It's just an inner feeling. It's going to be an American. I don't know why that is. I don't know why I'm thinking I'm not going to connect with a German man. I don't know about that, but there must be a reason why I haven't connected with anyone here. So I would love to hear from you. I'm going to wrap it up. This was just a kind of an update, and I wanted to share what's on my heart. There are going to be more episodes about, I don't know. I have been struggling to figure out, should I put all the interviews with the singers and vocal coaches here, or should I put it actually on my main channel? I've been kind of going back and forth. What is this supposed to be? The Find Your Voice project. Again, it's going to evolve. I don't know what it's going to be. I shared a lot of personal stuff, and I also have shared mindset stuff. And just stay tuned. You're going to find out what it's going to be. Be blessed. Always dream big. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.